Hi, my name is Lacey, and I'm here reviewing episode 11 of Love is Blind season 4, now showing on Netflix. This recap review is going to be kind of short because honestly, I was kind of bored this episode, to be honest. So there's a lot of talking about stuff we already know, a lot of like, okay. Let me get to the point. So we start with Kwame and Chelsea, and we're in the middle of not an argument, but a debate, a discussion. They woke up in the morning, and Chelsea's upset that Kwame doesn't want her to take his last name until his mom gives approval, which, based on the way things are going, is not going to be anytime soon, if at all. So I don't see this going very well. And it seems like Chelsea is a very traditional sort of person in that she wants the wedding a certain way. She wants the approval. She wants the last name. So I feel like this is going to be a big sticking point for her and Kwame because his mom's approval means a lot to him, and Chelsea's changing her name means a lot to Chelsea. Bliss and Zach are talking in the hot tub, and Bliss is basically reassuring Zach on how much she cares about him and how, I don't know, it was just a very nice conversation, and she's amazing. Bliss is the best. So, yeah, it was just a nice conversation, and I didn't think there was really anything special to bring up. We're with Tiffany and Brett, meeting Brett's dad and brother, who have not flown, I think he said forever, or since he was really young. I don't know, in a really long time, or if at all. I can't remember specifics. But, so it was a big deal for them to come out and meet Tiffany and come to the wedding and everything like that. There was a really nice conversation. Brett's dad is a flirt. Ooh, boy, hitting on Tiffany. I like it. No, he was appropriate, but it was just cute how he's like, "Ooh, you picked a good one." And then I thought it was really funny how Brett's brother asked Tiffany if she liked his hair because it was a fro with a nice beard, and she says, "Yes, of course, I love your hair, and I want everybody to be who they want to be and express themselves however." And clearly the hair was a sticking point with the dad and Brett, and so they thought it was really funny that she was like, "Oh gosh, I'm being thrown into the deep end," but she nailed it, and they loved her, of course, because who wouldn't? Paul and Micah were packing Paul's stuff because they were not splitting up, but like splitting before the wedding. So he was going to go off and go to the bachelor party. She was going to go off to the bachelorette party. So he's packing up his stuff. And there was just a quick scene of them laughing at his clothes because he has just like one of each, like a blue shirt, a tank top, a shoe. Okay. Now we are at the bachelor and bachelorette parties. Honestly, nothing really huge, in my opinion, happened here. So we have Brett and Tiffany, who were talking to their respective friends and family members about, how they're good, how they're adult, and they talk about everything, finances to kids, to, all of it. That was great. Chelsea and Kwame. Chelsea was just saying like, "Oh, this is perfect. Everything's perfect. Everything's perfect." Girl, open them eyes. No. So Chelsea's just going on about how everything's perfect, how she found the perfect one, how she's been dreaming about it since she was little. And I think that's the problem. I think she planned everything too much, and she's trying to shoehorn Kwame into her plan, and it's not quite gelling because she's not taking him into account, really. So, on Kwame's end, he's just saying the same thing to his friends and the other guys about just like, "I'm giving up a lot. It's compromise. My mom doesn't like her. Nothing new." Bliss and Zach seemed happy and normal, to be honest. There was a burlesque dancer at the bachelor party, and Zach was like, "No, I'm good," because of his mom and being a stripper and all that. It was a little too close to home, so he was like, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna go over here and talk to my friends. No big deal." Bliss was basically saying how she's smart but she feels it. She kind of knows that Zach is her person, so she's probably gonna say yes at the altar, but she's giving herself the freedom to say no if it doesn't feel right when she's going up there. girl, like I said, Bliss is it. Bliss is it. So I just want her to be happy, whether it's with or without Zach. And lastly, we have Paul and Micah. Paul was talking to his friends, sounding just like a scientist. He's throwing out variables and experiment. I know everybody says experiment, but like variables and experiment and theory and all that kind of jargon. And it's just like, you're so scientific. It's funny. But he was saying how he really is into Micah. I don't see any chemistry between the two of them, but they swear it up and down. So who knows? Because, like famous actors have hated each other and had the best chemistry on screen. So who knows? Maybe off screen, they work like gangbusters. Who are we, right? Who are we to judge? I don't see it, but whatever. So then Mike is talking to everyone's favorite drunk best friend, Shelby. And Shelby is still not feeling Paul. I think it's just because she's butthurt that he doesn't care about her opinions very much. And so she was just telling Micah, I don't see it for you. I see better. And Micah's, meanwhile, drunk AF. And she's like, I'm going to text Paul. Paul, do you miss me? I miss you. It's been 45 minutes. I'm going to come to the bachelor party. I hope she doesn't. I hope they just put her to bed. I hope they took her home and put her to bed and gave her some water. They didn't show her doing anything to the bachelor party. I guess she just was like telling Shelby, like, hey, I'm into him. You need to support. And Shelby's like, fine, I'll be there. Moving on to the cliffhanger of the episode and the week, unfortunately. Kwame and Chelsea's wedding. It was mostly just talking. It was like Chelsea talking about how great everything is and Kwame talking about how nothing's perfect. I loved Kwame's sister, her brother too, but mostly his sister. She was giving him crap for not praying because they grew up Christian, and they were talking about how important it was for his mom to like be there, or at least be there in spirit, or approve and give her blessing. But they said, she'll be praying even if she's not here because she loves you no matter what. So I hope that his sister gave him a little bit of more comfort, but I still don't see this happening. Chelsea's talking to all her friends. Okay, also, side note, I really liked Kwame's outfit. I liked the flare of the bow tie and the handkerchief. What do you call it? Pocket square. I thought that was very cool. I thought that was very, very spiffy, and I really liked it. I don't like gold accents, but I thought it looked really nice and spiffy on him. Chelsea looked perfection. I still don't like the dress. I still think it's a little bit too traditional for me and my taste. However, she looked perfection and just stunning. So kudos all around to wardrobe, makeup, all of that. Gorgeous. There's a lot of talking in the green room getting ready, and then there's a lot of talking backstage behind the aisle. So we have a scene of Kwame and his sister talking, and it was just a lot of awkward silence and a lot of her being like, you got this, woo, this is exciting, I want the best for you, and him just being like, a lot of that. So I don't have high hopes. And then they walk to the aisle. They walk to the altar, and it's lovely and very, very pink. Chelsea made it pink. And then we see Chelsea. Chelsea and her dad walk up to the wedding, or to the altar. At least they're both there. At least they both showed up. Okay. Kwame didn't write his vows because he said he also has it here, and he was very eloquent, and he spoke very well, and Chelsea had hers written, and hers were very nice and very loving. And then we end on Chelsea saying, yes, I do. And then the priest asks Kwame if he does, and it cuts to black. That's it. That's the end of episode 11. And now we have to wait another week to find out who says yes and no. Okay, my predictions at the end of this week. So Chelsea said yes. Now that Kwame's going second, he's going to say no. He's going to say no. Despite everything nice that he said, he's going to say no because he can't. He's giving up too much. Like too much for him. So he's going to say no. His sister is going to be devastated. But he's going to say no. Paul and Micah are going to be this year's Matt and Colleen without the DV, hopefully. And I bet they're both going to say yes at this point. I don't understand it, but they're both going to say yes. I don't see anything happening to make that change. They might get a divorce in a year or so, but I don't think they'll last, but I guess they're going to say yes. Tiffany and Brett better say yes. Tiffany and Brett better say yes. That's it. That's all I got for them. I need them. And then as far as Bliss and Zach go, I think Bliss is going to say, this one's tough. This one's the tough one. I want what's best for Bliss. Bliss thinks that Zach is it. I'm going to say Bliss says yes. Zach, he doesn't talk about Bliss the way she talks about him. Well, no, that's not true. Okay, because when he was with her mom, he did speak very loads about her, but that could just be his charm as a defense lawyer. Shoot. What are my predictions for this? I think Bliss is gonna say yes. Zach's gonna say yes, because I think he knows he's punching up. So I think he's going to say yes. Because I don't know. I don't know if he's going to find another person that's as loving and accommodating of his weirdness. And we're all weird, trust me. I'm clearly insane. But he's not going to find another person who's going to put up with that crap from him, you know? And it's not like he's Brad Pitt or anybody like that, like quintessential. So I think he's going to have to say yes if Bliss says yes. If she goes second, she might say no. If the Irina thing is still like in her gut, like it's still bothering her. So that is my recap of this week's Love is Blind episode 11, which could have done more, to be honest. It should have been at least one wedding, if not two. It's a lot of BS, a lot of talking. Boring. I'll see you next week, I think. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please like, subscribe, tap the notification bell, and I'll see you next week for episode 12.